Hey, it's Butch with CCS. We're going to go through how to test a normal Trunkside circuit with a Tberd 950. Pretty old device. This is actually a newer version of the old device, and we're just going to walk through the steps. First thing to notice is this little views section down here. You have 4 different buttons. You have a home button, which you'll see home up here. You have a setup, which brings you to the setup interface. You have a results. It's going to tell you what's going on right now, and a system. These are going to be your main menus up here, and you select them down here. So we're going to start off on home, and we're going to make a normal trunk side connection. First thing we want to do is interface with the smartjack. The way to do that is by using Bantam to Bantam cables. Alright, these cables, you're going to have a transmit, and you're going to have a receive. These are going to plug in the line section, transmit to transmit, receive to receive. And I actually don't have a smart jack that I'm testing with, so I'm going to use a loopback plug. And this will actually, you'll see my signal, frame, and BHZS green up. That means I have a good connection. If you're on a circuit and you have that, that means you're gold. Alright, so I'm going to get that out of the way. So we're kind of emulating basically a loopback, so you can kind of see what's going on. So if I want to test a T1, just standard trunk side, I'm going to zoom in a little here. And you'll see the screen that we're interfacing with. Alright, and there are 4 buttons down here. You have a scroll and a page down, but these scroll buttons and these soft key buttons are going to be the most important what we're going to use. So first thing I'm going to do is I see, right now I'm set up for T1, so I can confirm that by hitting T1 again. The next thing is I want to make a standard T1 test call. I don't see it in this list. If I don't see it, there's a little button over here that says more. It's going to give you more options if they're available. So I'm going to select more, and I got a T1 BERT turn up or a PBX switch turn up. This is what I want to select. We're going to emulate a PBX switch and make test calls. So I'm going to select that, and I have 3 options. Voice call term and this other stuff. We're going to do a voice call term. All right. To get to the next section, we're going to want to go to setup. So we're going to select this views, go to setup, and this is going to be the T1 interface setup. Our framing, ESF, that's perfect. Our channel, you can select whatever channel you want, increase or decrease the values right here. Right now I'm going to set it for 1. Your line coding, BHZS, that's pretty standard. Next thing is transmit timing. We're going to be set up for recovered. We're going to be recovering the timing from the switch. Drop to speaker, that's both. That's basically, so we have voice. Trunk, this is going to be an important one. We have standard E&M wink. This is wink start. We have loop start. And we have ground start. I'm going to select loop start. And this is going to give me another option. I have FXS, FXO, or SLC station, SLC office. I'm going to select FXO, or FXS. This is pretty standard. And then sequence type. I can either receive a call or I can dial a call. I'm going to select dial. And I could actually program some numbers, but I'm just going to do a manual dial. So I'm going to keep it there. Once I got that set up, I'm going to go to the results. And this is going to tell me what's going on with the circuit. What's going on. You get your bits down here. If you select call control, this will let you go off hook and on hook. This may get really loud, but we're going to go off hook and see what happens. Looks like it's not going anywhere since I'm looped back to myself. Really and truly, if we go off hook right there, we should get dial tone. Okay? And if you go off hook, you should be able to dial some numbers. I can go down here, dial some numbers, you should get a dial tone. Okay? Pretty simple. When you're done, go back on hook. Pretty basic. If you do need to change something, you can always go back to setup, and let's say we really need to be set up for ground start or E&M wink. I can select E&M. We're going to dial again, manual dial. We're going to go back to results, and here call control, off hook again, off hook, on hook, and you can actually see these numbers changing. That's pretty much it. Over here, this will give us information about what's going on with the circuit. You know, I see a signal in frame. For some reason you get disconnected and you have red lights here, you know, you'll actually see it come across here as frame loss and how many seconds. To reset that, you can do a reset here, which will reset the history, or I can do a restart right here, which will actually kind of restart the testing. One other thing is, if you're not sure if your T-bird's working, you can do a self loop down here, but just make sure that that's not red when testing. Like if I were to do a self loop right now, it's not going to matter what's plugged in here. I can unplug all this stuff, and I'm going to green up over here. So self loop is good for testing. It's bad if you're going to be testing a circuit to make calls. You're going to want to hit it and make sure that light's not there. All right. That's it.